Welcome to the Cover 2 show with your host, DC, and myself, Jason. We're back on the Zoom this week. I don't mind doing this, just the episodes are a little quicker, but
Yeah, that's
it's
the
not
only
bad,
thing.
though.
A little shorter.
Yeah. Yeah, stupid Zoom will let you go. You think at least you'd let you do an hour. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
We have
40
30
minutes,
minutes.
isn't it? Yeah, 30 minutes,
30 or
40 minutes.
40.
Yeah. Yeah. An hour, like, ain't a big deal. I think you'd think that an hour would be what they let you do, but no.
I think so.
Uh, let's just get right into it and recap these games from last week. Uh, Toronto beat Edison 48-34 in a wild game on Thursday night. I watched the game on WTOV. It
Yeah.
was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely a
Uh,
good one.
yeah. And then on Friday night on WTOV, Wheeling Park defeated St. Clairsville 24-7. Brennan Wack was on his way to have another monster game. It got injured in the third quarter. He had 152 yards when he went out of the game. The kid who came and took his place had another 92 yards rushing. So Park can just grind you on the ground. Doesn't matter who the back is. Um, then Park or Creek. I went to the Creek game Friday night. They just looked like they were sleepwalking through that. That's the problem with this middle of the schedule for them. I think with these teams that aren't that good, they're just kind of sleepwalking their way to a 52-32 win over a not a very good Bel Air team that didn't have Pettigrew because he was out injured. Starkey had 280 yards combined in the game. I think 131 on the ground and 149 through the air, something like that, or vice versa. And then Big Red, another sloppy game for at least a half for Big Red, muffing the opening kickoff. I heard it hit the kid in the chest or helmet and bounced off.
Yeah, I
I
think it
didn't
was
see
dead
it.
in his chest.
Yeah. Uh, Big Red, though, they outlast Dover 63-34. So Creek and Big Red putting up huge points on the offensive
Yeah.
side. I still think that game would be a shootout if they played each other. I just don't think
That's
either
very
team's defense
possible.
would stop the offense of the other team. I wish that could have happened, but they're not even in the same division, so it's not going to happen this year. Uh,
Um,
you kind of skipped through some games, I'm guessing. Did you do
yeah,
that
I
Good
watched
Friday
that.
on the go?
I did it on the go. It wasn't too terrible, but whenever I got into it, I think it was Harrison Central. They had their homecoming last week. So like the
Oh,
main screen was homecoming, so it was like that was pointless. But
yeah.
it flipped through. It was like the Barnesville game was on there. The
That was a
Toronto
good
game was
game.
still on there.
Yeah,
Not Toronto.
George Washington they lost to is one of the top ranked teams in 2A, I think, in West Virginia. Maybe single A, but they were one of the top teams in West Virginia. Barnesville losing for the first time in 42 games in the regular season.
Yeah, and it
Something.
was only 17-14.
Yeah, it was a good game. Uh, yeah, another shocker though. Tyler consolidated with a huge upset over the number one ranked Cameron Dragons,
Yeah.
4-12. Big upset. So Tyler consolidated. You're the Cover Two Show Team of the Week this week. Here's your applause. All right. Yeah, that was pretty much a no-brainer this week for the Team of the Week because there's a lot of blowouts.
Yes, there really was. And most of the people lost. When I was
Yeah,
putting in the entries, there was a lot of losses.
yeah, there was a lot of local teams that took one on the chin this week.
Yeah, they
Uh,
took one on the chin or they delivered one.
yeah. Uh, we can roll into our games of the week for this week. There's only three since we're on the Zoom, and of course, two of them are Creek and Big Red. uh, Indian Creek, it's Harrison Central. They got to go out the Cats to take on the Huskies on that gray turf. Uh,
I like
it's
that
kind of
turf.
weird. Yeah, it's weird.
I like it.
uh, the Indian Creek's key player will be quarterback Ian Starkey. Of course, he just continues to lead that high-powered offense of Indian Creek with his legs and his arm. And then for the Huskies will be Joe Quito, the athlete on offense. Another one of them kids that just moves around between running back and wide receiver. He plays DB as well on defense. He's probably the most exciting option they have on their offense, I would say. So that'll be the player that Indy Creek's trying to key on during the game. I would think. Creek keys to victory. They got to tighten up that pass defense. Bel Air had some big plays in that pass defense in the second half. Uh, it just looked sloppy Friday night. They can't got to get away from looking past these teams they're playing. I felt like they were looking past Bel Air, and they're probably going to do it again this week with Harrison, with the Beaver Local next week, and then St. Clairsville the following week. I think that's the way it works. Yeah, that'll be the way it works. Uh,
Yeah.
and continue to put up big numbers on the scoreboard. I think that offense, they can score 40, 50 points a game. It just seems like it's probably one of their most prolific offenses they've had in school history, I'd say. You don't see Creek scoring like that a lot.
No, and it's consistent.
Yeah. For Harrison Central, they're going to have to control the clock, establish that run to limit Indian Creek's possessions, force turnovers, and win the special team battle, and have a big night from the quarterback in the passing game. They can get those things to happen. They might be able to pull off the huge upset against Indian Creek, but Creek's up the third in their region. It's insane. They're like Indian Valley won again this week, but they didn't. They're not getting second level points from their teams. So Indian Valley's still not even in a first round bye right now.
Yeah. I, the way Creek's offense is looking, that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to be tested for the playoffs. You know what I mean? Their
They
schedule's not
should.
the greatest. Yeah,
No, there's not
I
really a
think
strong
that
suit in this
region though,
schedule.
that region they're in, other than New Lexington and Indian Valley, I feel like they could win games in that region. Like and get to one of those like in a later round. They got to hope the seeding works out where Indian Valley and New Lexington play each other before they get to them. I feel like
Yeah.
that would help them out a lot. Like
You
Creek
need
can get to the
Lexington as a
regional
one,
finals. Yeah,
Creek be a
like right now,
two.
New Lex got that one on lock. So if Creek can be the two and Indian Valley stay in the not getting into the bye, I think that would help.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that though.
Yeah.
Uh, you have anything you want to add to that game?
Oh, not really for that one. I say
Yeah, I will say
Harrison
though,
Central.
I don't know if you ever been to a game at Harrison Central before.
I've never.
It is pretty cool though. When they score a touchdown, they flash the lights off and on. So it's like goes
Like a
dark
strobe
and
light
like the
almost.
stadium lights go off and on. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like goes black and then light again. It's pretty cool. Uh,
Hmm.
and that turf, I mean, it is neat though. The silver turf's neat, but it's just weird when you're there. Like you're not used to being like if Steubenville played on red turf, it'd be weird.
I try to get that. I try
Yeah.
to tell. I've
It's
been pushed for the red turf.
it'd be unique. There's one of the schools in Western Pennsylvania there. They have like a sand cover. They call it the beach.
Hmm.
The turf's like a sand color.
Yeah, when
Uh,
Bigger was getting in the new turf, I was pressing for the red turf. I'm like, do it. It's gonna look sweet.
yeah, they didn't do it.
No,
All
God no.
black would look sweet too, but it'd be hot in August,
In August,
early
we'd be
September.
dying.
Yeah,
That's when
but it would
Reagan will
look
pull out
sweet.
the all white jerseys at home again.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Steubenville. They play Farrell, PA, who's 3-1, 4-1, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. They only have one loss. I don't know if they're 3 or 4-1. For Farrell, their key players is going to be Jules Johnson, the running back. He powers their rushing attack. He leads them in yards and touchdowns on the ground. And then for Big Red, it's Juice Bryan again. Since he's came back from suspension, Big Red's look like a different team. So he's the key to that offense, obviously. Um, Big Red, they got to keep that running game going. I feel like they're getting better on offense every week. They had that the last 2 weeks exploded for high points against two bad teams. So that's what you got to do against bad teams. Uh, they got to build off these last 3 weeks. They got to get better on defense still, I feel. Dover wasn't a normal Dover team, and they put up 34 on Big Red. So uh, got to tighten up a little bit on defense still. Though I feel like the defense will catch up eventually, though. They're a little wore out from them first two games, probably.
More than likely, yeah.
And then for Farrell, PA, they can protect their quarterback and attack that secondary of Steubenville. I think they'll have a big night. Seems to be the way to beat Big Red if you can keep your quarterback standing upright and force Big Red secondary to have to cover guys down the field. It's you can have a big game in the passing game there. You
Yeah,
wouldn't argue that,
definitely.
would you? Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
And
The
then they
DBs,
got
they get lost.
yeah. And that I mean it's hard the way the Steubenville plays defense. I mean, their philosophy is tackle the run and uh, tackle the pass, right?
Yeah,
They're not
they
afraid
blitz
to let
so
you complete a pass.
no, we blitz so much. Big Red Wise blitzes so much that it relies on the DBs to guard for 5 seconds at least.
Yeah. And in high school, that's asking a lot.
Yes.
I do like that the DBs turn around and look for the ball now because when you were there, they weren't doing that.
No, we were always taught to rip through their hands.
Yeah. I like that. There's a lot of pass interference doing it that way, though.
But if you can get your head around, you'll be good.
Yeah, if you can get your head around in time and the referees see it that way, you're asking a lot from a high school official, though. The 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 not call it pass interference because
Yeah.
I was at that Creek game and they were bad. But
Was
I
it?
think it's one of them training crews with a veteran
Uh,
head referee and younger guys. Yeah,
okay.
they called. Bel Air had one penalty called on them that wasn't a delay game. Their offensive line was moving every other play. It seemed like early, and then they didn't call a hold. It was blatant, like wide receiver screen, the wide receiver blocking the DB, hands out on the outside, blatantly right in front of the side judge. Didn't throw a
Not a
flag.
fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not biased when I go to those games, because I'm not a fan of either team. You know what I mean? But it's just I do watch officiating, and I know you're not going to call everything, but they were bad.
Yeah, no.
And I think
That's
sometimes
fair.
officials know that the matchup's bad, and they just try to even it up a little bit. It seems like, especially at big grade games, you'd see that happen a lot, where they kind of keep the other team in the game for a little bit.
Good old Timmons.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Uh,
For Big Red, you got to come out that second half every single time. You can't
yeah.
wait until the second half to explode. It's going to catch up to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they did it against Lindsley. They poured it on early on it. Lindsley, just this
They
past
should,
week.
they can do it.
Yeah, they a little bit. I mean, they scored a lot in the first. They scored 35 points in the first half. It's it's not like they struggled, but defensively they just weren't there in the first half.
No.
It,
And that
it,
was
it
without Dover didn't have their starting QB or running back. They're both out for
yeah,
the season.
yeah. I heard they played two sophomores
Mhm.
in those spots. So, but that's not the first time that's happened to Big Red against Dover, where the backup quarterback came in and diced them up.
No, no, not the first time.
No, probably won't be the last. Well, it'll be the last for a while because I don't think they played Dover again for a couple years. This was the last time for a couple
Yeah,
years.
for the contract.
Yeah. Uh, and then there's this game is on Thursday. This is a pretty big one. Barnesville and Wheeling Central. Barnesville coming off their first loss in 41 regular season games at the Pumpkin Festival weekend. Uh, but they're going to travel to Wheeling University to take on the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights. I'm pretty sure that's where that game's at.
That's
That'll be
usually where
on.
it's at.
Yeah, that's Thursday night, I believe. Uh, for the Shamrocks, Cole Francis, their quarterback, he manages the game well. He can throw because of that running game. He got that play action to help him out a lot. So, and he has some weapons down the field too, especially dumping it off to those backs. They have those three backs. And then for the Maroon Knights, we have Wyatt Brady, Wady Brady, Wyatt Brady. He's a star linebacker for the team. He was a leading tackler a year ago. He's a huge presence on that defense, and he's a fullback on the offense. And we know they run that misdirection offense. They haven't changed their offense about 70 years. um, Keys to the Shamrock. They're going to have to keep that running game rolling with those three backs. Uh, slow down that Wheeling Central offense and win the turnover battle. And then for the Maroon Knights, they're going to have to force the Shamrocks to throw the football, I feel like. stop that high-powered running game they have, open up their offense a little bit more than they would normally do, throw the ball down the field some, and control the line of scrimmage. I think those are going to be the keys for the Maroon Knights this week.
Yeah, the Shamrocks, they got to put that loss behind them. That's going to be the main thing for them kids is putting
Yeah,
that loss behind them.
yeah, and for these kids, they haven't lost in 4 years, so the seniors
Yeah,
don't know what it's like to lose a regular season game anyway. So maybe they get in see how what kind of moxie they have coming from a rebound off a loss. But this is probably a really big game though between two smaller schools in the Ohio Valley. I would think.
I would assume so, especially with it being on a Thursday. I think
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
I might try to go to this game. I'm not sure though. It depends on the weather. I'm not going to go sit in rain. I haven't looked at weather this week.
I think
But yeah,
this
I'm
week
thinking about this game.
it's supposed to be sunny.
Yeah, I got to go to West Liberty on Saturday for that
Okay,
high school game or high school college game.
college game.
Yeah,
But
West
yeah,
Virginia State.
yeah, Shamrocks, they got to put that loss behind them. Get back to the game.
Yeah,
You know what you're doing. I mean, this whole season, you put up 30 plus points every single game besides last week.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they played a tough team in that George Washington. Uh, I did find those, like I shared with you, those standings for West Virginia.
Yes, yes, you did.
I can't find them.
But yeah, Maroon Knights, they just got to capitalize, keep them, try to get them back down.
Yeah, George Washington is actually a Class 4A school in West Virginia. They were ranked second behind Morgantown, right ahead of
Hmm.
Park. So it was a big jump up for them. That'd been like Barnesville playing Steubenville last week for them size wise. So it's a
Okay,
big jump up size wise for them to play a team that
that's
big.
good for them though.
Yeah,
Go toe to toe with someone that big.
yeah. I think that Barnesville is doing exactly what we've talked about. You're scheduling tough opponent in the regular season, try to get yourself ready for the playoffs because that's something that they've stumbled the last couple of years when they got to the playoffs. Last year, getting blown out in the first round. The year out before that, they got beat in the second round. They want to make a deep run. You might have to lose games like that early in the year. You know, it
Just to see that
doesn't really
competition.
hurt you. They're still like sitting fourth in their region too, so it didn't hurt them a lot. Um, yeah, Wheeling Central sitting third in Class A. Cameron, this was going into last week, obviously. Uh, Cameron was in first. They're going to drop. Wheeling Central probably, if Walma lost them, they probably jumped in one.
Central take the one.
Yeah. I don't know if Walma lost or not. I don't know. I'm not a big Walma fan.
Yeah,
But
do not know.
uh, that was a Class A. Class Double A, there's no local schools that I know of. Nope.
No,
The Polka Dots, they're not close here, though. 3A, you get John Marshall. They're in
not
10th,
Marshall.
but they lost this late, so they'll slide a little bit in the standings. You got to stay in the top 16 to make the playoffs in West Virginia. They don't have regions; they just take the top 16
Top
teams in
16.
the division. And like I said, Class A, you got Morgantown at 1, Park at 3, uh, University dropped down after losing the Park. They're down in 4th, and then Parkersburg's in 9th. Those are all your local schools in that Class A, 4A. Like Brook and Weir aren't even listed. And Brook's won the last 2 weeks, or
Yeah,
two of the
they just came
last
off a
three.
win.
They lost to Creek in there, but yeah, they have 2 wins now. They
Yeah, they
actually won
beat
35-0 or something, I believe it
Lincoln
was.
County 35 nothing.
Yeah, so good on Brook. We thought they'd get better as the year went. They played tough against Indian Creek for a half. So, yeah,
Give them some time. They'll figure it out.
yeah, I feel like that Brook give that coaching staff some time. You're going to see them get to where they want to be. You want to look at the Ohio playoff standings real quick?
Yeah, I think we have time.
Yeah.
See the Massillon score? 34
mm,
to 2.
yeah. See, they got
They
beat.
lost 34 to 2.
Um, Oh, you see Marion Local had to come back and win to keep their streak alive.
Yeah, to keep
Sales
streak alive.
beating them.
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, Waterson's still has jumped to 1 now. They were 2 in the region. Big Red's currently 13th in the region, but they're moving up. It doesn't seem like it, but they're right there now. Everyone in front of them, there's a bunch of 4-2s. Athens is 6-0, and they're only zero point 0.4 points ahead of Steubenville, or something like that. 8. They're 8.8 points ahead of Steubenville in the region. So, uh, yeah, Mooney keeps winning. It helps Big Red. And Mooney won over Boardman this past week, so that helped Big Red out. Big Red's going to get in the playoffs. Just where they're going to end up seating wise, I feel like they'll be at home as long as they beat. They might not even need to beat Park to be a home team, but they beat Park. They might finish 4th or
They'll
5th
secure
in the
it.
region. Yeah. Uh, Moving along to Division 4, Indian Creek's up to 3rd in the region now, right behind New Lexington and Jonathan Alder, and they're not far behind. Like New Lexington's at 13 points. Jonathan Alder's right behind him at 12.8. Creek's there with 10.4. Like they're there, and Indian Valley, they're 5-0. They're down to 8th in the region now. They're not getting any second level points at all from their schedule. Steubenville's the only team winning for them. Like it's all 1-win teams. They play a 0-6 team this past week. They play Garraway, who's 5-1, and then they play Ridgewood, who's 6-0, and then it's 1-5 Tusky Valley and 2-4 Claymont to finish the year for them. Indian Valley just does not have a lot of second level points on their schedule. So
No, Jesus.
yeah, Indian Creek though, they get Harrison with another win this week. So they beat Harrison. That's another two more second level. The only team that hasn't won for them so far are Cambridge and Weir, and that's not hurting them. And so uh, that St. Clairsville game is going to be huge for Indian Creek, I think, when it comes to their ability to host a playoff. Well, not host, but to get a bye in the first round and
Yeah.
then host in the second round, obviously. Uh, Beaver Local currently sits 12th in that region, and then East Liverpool is 20th. And then move quick to 5. Uh, Barnesville slips down to 4th in their region with the loss. And there's nobody else in their region from around here. The other Division 5 schools, Mooney's up the 2nd in the region at 4-2, right behind Poland. St. Clairsville is 9th in that region. Claymont, we forget about them being an OVAC school, but they're sitting 7th in the region there. Edison's 11th in the region. Probably not going to be a playoff team at this point.
They lost their quarterback for the year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they lost their quarterback for the year. They should win this week because they play Canton Central Catholic, who's just awful this year. But East Liverpool will probably give them a handful, even though we don't think they're that good for 2-4. Harris Central, they're 2-4. They could probably beat Edison, and Indian Creek's probably just gonna just
Stomp
put
them.
one on them.
Yeah.
Blair drops the 14th in that region with the loss to Creek. Buckeye Local 17th in the region. Harrison Central 22nd in the region. Every school in the Ohio Valley is in Division 5, Region 17, it seems like. Uh, Division 6 in Region 21, the OVAC schools you got there is United. Uh, they're up in 3rd in the region at 5-1. It's weird because these are new schools of the OVAC to me this year. Columbiana's sitting at 17th. And then in 23, we got Fort Fry sitting at 5th at 5-1. Toronto in 7th at 6-0. Martins Ferry sitting in 10th at 3-2. And I know there's more. Caldwell at 3-3 and 19th. And Buckeye Trail at 1-5 down to 26th. Shenandoah, the Zeps, forget about them too. They're in 18th at 3-3. So they're probably
They
not
just
going to
won.
be playoff teams. Yeah. Yeah, they did just win. They beat Shadyside, who's not that good this year. Uh, Moving on to Division 7. You got East Palestine. They're 6-0 now on the season. So they keep rolling. They're fifth in the
Yeah.
region. They're in Region 25, Division 7. They are the Latonia. They're the other OVAC school there. And then Southern and 20th. They're not going to make the playoffs at 1-5. And Wellsville at 0-6. They're not going to make the playoffs either. Lisbon Dave Anderson. Forget about them. They're 3-3. It's in ninth. And you just said they had a big win this
Yeah.
past week as well.
38-34. Valley Christian.
Yeah. And then the last region that will have local schools in Division 7, Region 27. Steubenville Catholic Central sits in ninth at 4-2. Penotton Valley sits in 10th. River currently in 13th, just outside looking in. Bridgeport in 15th. Probably not going to get there looking at their schedule. I don't know. It's going to be hard for them to get there. They'd have to beat Oak Glen. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so.
Frontier's not going to make it. Shadyside's not going to make it. And that'll be all the local schools. So we've got some going to make the playoffs, though. We have some bullets in the gun to get that state title in the Valley.
In the Valley, yeah.
Yeah. You never know. Anything can happen when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
Kenzie gets hurt. You never know. If Kenzie gets hurt and Creek can somehow get in past Indian Valley.
They have a shot. With that offense, you have a shot.
Yeah. I mean, you get in the playoffs, you get a chance. That's all that matters. I mean, Glenville's 4-2. I mean, obviously they got to be. You figure they're the favorites, and they play a tough schedule. They shouldn't be in D4.
After beating Massillon, I'd say they're probably the favorites.
Yeah, I mean they lost to St. Ed's. I mean, Massillon's not the Massillon they've been the last few years. They're sitting at 3-3, but they did beat St. Ed's.
But they beat St. Ed's.
Yeah. I bet you if Massillon played Glenville again, they wouldn't be an overtime game. It was probably the one time out of 10 that Glenville would win.
But hey, just like that, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. But yeah, like I said, Division 4, it's not like crazy to think that Indian Creek could get out of their region if they somehow got around Indian Valley and play in a state title game. It's not out of the reach to think that. But
yeah,
it'd be tough for them. They're not used to playing that kind of caliber of teams. I think that's where it kind of their Cinderella story would kind of end at that point, you know. If they would went on a magical run to the state semis, it'd be tough for a team without a lot of experience to pull off. I feel like.
Yeah, experience is definitely big. The further you get in.
Yeah, and it's just not. I mean, they have 1 year of playoff experience, like one game. Like, I don't feel like they can get out of the region anyway with that. But you never know. I mean, New Lexington's good. Indian Valley's good. If somehow they can get the standings end up where they don't have to run into those two teams right off the rip, and they draw like a Beaver local in the second round, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I could see them getting to the regional final. I mean, that'd be a huge win for a school like Indian Creek to get to the regional final.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, if they avoid Lexington and Indian Valley, it's a great shot.
Yeah, it's the same with Big Red in Regional 11. If Big Red can get seeded where they wouldn't have to play Waterston to the regional final, anything can happen. They could pull the upset on Waterston. I mean, it's not like they couldn't do it. I mean, is it likely to happen? No.
Why not?
but could it happen? Absolutely. I mean, great teams have bad games.
All happens all the time.
Yeah. So
just takes one game.
Yeah, and Big Red's a good enough team they could take advantage of any mistake Waterston would make in a game against them. So if Bigger could get them in a situation where they're looking ahead, maybe to the next round, you never know. They're kids. They're going to look ahead. You know what I mean? Especially if they like, well, we blew this team out last year. They're not as good as they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You never
catch them
know.
on their heels.
Yeah. And then after that, who knows? Because Division 3 without Ursuline, I don't know who is really a threat to
I don't know.
Watterson. I mean, Kettering Alder's 4-2. I mean, maybe. I mean, they have the pedigree to be able to play that. You know, they
Pedigree wise,
play
yeah.
a decent schedule. It's not like insanely tough, but it's decent. Uh, that would probably be a state title game though if they played. Uh, the other one, Medina Buckeye, I guess. I just don't like. Yeah, there's not a lot of teams that scare me in Division 3 other than Watterson without uh, Ursuline anymore.
No, Ursuline, they were the team,
Yeah.
but just didn't happen.
Now
Jesus.
Division 5, I'm gonna have to say it's probably Mooney's at this point. I mean, Arrington's good, but can Arrington play with Mooney? I don't even know if they ever played. I mean, I'm sure they have at some point when they're both in D4 together back in the day. I just don't see anyone in D5 beating Mooney on our side of the state anyway.
No,
Definitely
they
not in
have
that region. Like
they have
maybe
Gerard up there.
Pullman. What's that?
They have Gerard up there.
Yeah.
But I know nothing
They,
about Gerard.
yeah. I, I mean, they looking at them, they beat Orange, who's 2-4. Lakeside, they're 0-6. Edgewood 3-3. Struthers 0-6. Garaway 5-1. That's their one loss. Uh, Lakeview 3-3. They play South Range plays them this week. So right there, there's two
That would be
teams
a good
cancel
game.
each other out. Yeah, uh, that's going to help teams like St. Clair's will move up. You know, having
Playing
two
each
teams
other.
above them play each other. Like, can St. Clair's? Like, I feel like St. Clair's isn't a 4-2 team. You know, like I just don't
See,
feel like they're as good as the record.
I still think St. C plays to the level of their opponents. I think they
Yeah,
still do.
they struggled with Lensley. Um, they ended up winning a game 24-14 against Lensley, but
They
I
blew
watched
out
that
East
game.
Liverpool.
Yeah, they blew out Beaver Local, which is confusing too, because Beaver Local wasn't terrible.
Not
I mean,
that
they're
bad.
3-3. They got blown out by a 4-2 Norway. Which are they good? I don't even know if they're good. You know,
No clue. No, they
they.
just
I
lost the
mean,
park.
yeah, they just got beat by a good Wheeling Park team.
Yeah, that team's
They
good.
play Bel Air this week. Then they play Bloom Carroll. That's in Big Red's region.
Yeah.
And then that Indian Creek game is gonna be huge for St. Clairsville. It's
Yeah.
That's a lot of points they can beat Indian Creek.
Yeah, if they can beat Creek, that's going to be huge for them.
Yeah,
But we'll get to that in 3 weeks.
yeah,
We'll take a good
that's a
two
big
weeks, I
game. I'll probably
guess.
be at that one.
Oh, no, that's in Wintersville?
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a big
No
one out
doubt.
there in Wintersville that night. You might have to
No
come in
doubt.
for that one.
What was that, the 17th?
I think
Maybe.
so.
Yeah, it's 17th. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, where'd I go?
Oh, you're still here for me.
Okay. Well,
We got
I disappeared on my side.
3.5
Everything went
minutes.
away. Still here? Yep, I'm here. All right. Uh, I'm probably gonna try to go to the Barnesville Wheeling Central game Thursday night. I don't know about a Friday night game. I didn't really look to see if I'm gonna go to anything. I might end up at the Indian Creek game because it's all band night. I don't know. Not that I want to go to that game.
Let's go all the way out there. Ugh, that's tough.
Oh no, Harrison Central. I'm not gonna go there. Never mind.
Yeah, that's
Next
at
week I
Harris
might.
Central.
Yeah. Next
Next
week I
week's
might
Beaver
end up at
local.
yeah, I might be at that game just because of all band night. I don't want to go, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. I won't be going anywhere.
Like I
So
said, I'll probably go Thursday night. I'll probably just go to the Barnesville Wheeling Central game.
yeah, I
Check
might
that
try
out.
that on the go again. See
Yeah,
if it's any better without the homecoming.
yeah, that's kind of weird. I didn't know they did that. Just stuck with a homecoming. You
Yeah,
must have jumped in on during
that was the
halftime.
big picture.
Huh? That sucks.
Yeah, I think I caught most games while they were going to halftime now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have anything else for this week. Do you?
No, we got 2 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's good with me. Uh, yep. We'll be maybe back in studio together next week.
Hopefully. I'll probably have to
Yeah.
get out of the house.
All right. So maybe back in studio next week, if not back on Zoom again. Uh,
Yeah.
maybe if I have time later in the week, I'll put together a little. We went over the playoff stuff, so I don't have to do that. All
No,
right.
we're good.
Yeah. Well, until next week, thanks for watching. Subscribe, click the bell, comment, like, share with your friends. Punch DC in the face if you see him. Whatever makes you happy.
Listen, if it gets subscribed, go right ahead. Do what you got to
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support we get from people. I like it when I see the comments when I post something on Facebook to watch our show and people comment on it. It's always nice to get the support from people. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I get
It's
some
just,
texts. Got some people lined up for off seasons for interviews and stuff. If you're
yeah, I got a
interested, let us
couple.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a former player in the Ohio Valley and you want to come on and get interviewed in the off season, we got to figure stuff out like that. So get a hold of us. We'll set something up to do a little half an hour interview with you. Uh, that'd be cool to do.
But yeah, so
Oh, all right.
until next week,
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
peace.